Hi. Hello, lovely humans. I have with me some incense that was gifted to me from India from a dear, dear friend. And I have this beautiful harmonium that we will be starting with for us to join together in all things, all kinds of yoga. So, a few things I was noticing within me, and maybe it's something that you've noticed also from time to time, is the ways in which we can get in our own way. And this can be in our minds, the ways we can get in our way when it comes to our own anxiousness and all these things. And then at the same time, too, I noticed quite a bit in our yoga community, particularly, but just the desire to bypass what may be deemed as negative emotions, sorrow, rage, all sorts of emotions that we may find to be unattractive or unappealing. And so today's practice is going to be about getting out of our own ways and making room for that part of humanity. And that's especially part of Bhakti Yoga, which is a practice that I will be imparting today. Definitely sounds that connect us to yogi archetype Ganesha, which is a remover of obstacles and blessing of new beginnings. This is sounds, I posted it on my Instagram. I'm moving this because it's super intense. But it's on my Instagram account currently. There's sounds that were offered to me, imparted to me by my teacher, Sean Johnson, and the Wild Lotus Band. These sounds are sounds that helped me birth my daughter. These are sounds that I used to wake up to in the morning whenever I would get into, especially as a performing artist, before I would get into rehearsals or in performance. It was a sound that helped me get out of my own way when it came to my ego, just being concerned with how my work would be perceived. So yeah, y'all are seeing how intense the incense is right now. I can see it in the screen. But yeah, so we're gonna absolutely steep into sounds of that nature to help us stay united in getting out of our own way. So let's go ahead, we'll start with those sounds. It begins with the sounds Om, Hari Om. Om is the sound to wake up and cleanse the entire energetic body. Also connects us to our internal compass, the Anya chakra, which when we physically place it, we tend to place it here. Hari is a sound that's different from Hare. This is a sound to help wipe away negativity. And in my offering of it, especially today, it's the lens with which we see ourselves, with which we experience ourselves in relationship to this shifting world, this uncertain time that we are in right now. So removing that negative connotation that we have with our rage, that we have with our sorrow, that we have with uncertainty, that we have with impatience. So trying to clear away that negativity. So we're not bypassing, we're in fact removing that layer of judgment and attachment to our conditioned perceptions of emotions. So Om Hari Om, and then Sharanam Ganesha. So can you say Sharanam Ganesha? Sharanam Ganesha. Sharanam means I take refuge in. Ganesha, remover of obstacles, blessing of new beginnings. This is my Western offering of Ganesha. These sounds are from India. This instrument is from India. It is my honor to help provide these sounds of yoga from a culture that has been steeped in these practices for thousands of years before me, and that will continue long after me. So I humbly offer these sounds. Om Hari Om, Sharanam Ganesha. Let's take a comfortable seated position. Maybe this means you are seated in a chair, seated in your bed. The gift of us practicing heart to heart, home to home. Let yourself be comfortable while we dive into the unknown. So I'll offer these sounds first, allowing these sounds to wash over you, help get out of the way, maybe melt away any armor covering your body, your mind, your heart. Let yourself be held. Let yourself relax and release into the sounds. So allowing yourself to steep in these sounds of support, these sounds that I humbly offer you with love, with great devotion and faith in you, faith in you, hope for what is possible within us, hope for what is possible around us. Let these sounds be sounds for us to get out of our own way, tapping into possibility, tapping in to what is possible within us, around us, tapping into the learning and understanding of what we have yet to understand and know. So let's gather up all the movement that has guided us here together today as we inhale together through the nose, open mouth, exhale, gathering connection to your experience right here, right now, as we inhale together through the nose, open mouth, honoring what is true for you in your mind, in your heart right now, as we inhale together through the nose, open mouth, and let's get out of our own way together. Om Hari Om. So now it'll be like kirtan. So I'll offer the sound, and then y'all can echo it back. Or maybe you just let the silence be a way to receive connection. Om Hari Om. Om Hari Om. Now you. Now y'all, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, y'all. Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, Sharanam Ganesha, y'all. Y'all. Gathering up this movement of our voices, though in our separate homes and our different perspectives, different experiences, we're united in this moment in time. Even with those who will get to tune into this after the fact, we are united. May we be united in hope, in faith, in what is possible. Offering up sounds to help us connect to our ancestors. So just as I said about our different perspectives, our different experiences, in yoga, oftentimes folks say, we are all one. And while that is, there is some truth in this when it comes to our souls being united, our souls being one, our souls seeking freedom, connection. Our physical lives in this world are not united. Our physical experiences are different. We are treated differently. We are experiencing even this united moment in time. We're experiencing this differently. So may this practice be a celebration of our different expressions, our different experiences, our different voices, our different embodiments. And may we honor our ancestors that do have resilience. We are embodied in this moment because of the resilience of our ancestors, because of the strength, the faith, the hope, the survival skills of our ancestors. It is how and why we are here, right now, breathing and being together. So honoring our ancestors with these sounds. Fathers, fathers from before, we need you now. Help us open the door to what are meant to know now. Mothers, fathers, coming before, we need you now. Help us all learn how to adorn ourselves with what to reclaim. For becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming. Maybe you can join me in those sounds, becoming. Maybe you can, at this moment, invite into your practice, into your heart, into your womb, an ancestor. Maybe it's someone with whom you have a name. Maybe it's someone beyond a name. Let them be with you in this practice. Let them be with us. Joining me in those sounds, becoming. Together through the nose. Open up. Together inhale. Becoming. We are becoming. We are becoming. Tuning into all of those who are here practicing right now with us. United in sound. Becoming. We are becoming. We are becoming. Yeah. Becoming. I feel y'all with me. Becoming. We are becoming. We are becoming for our ancestors. Becoming, living their legacy of love. Becoming, reclaiming our medicine. We are becoming. We are becoming. In order to know the truth and live it, the answers are in your soul and spirit. There really is no other way. Placing one hand on your heart and one hand around your throat. Maybe it's lovingly placed over your neck. And we'll just join in the M vibration, the sound Considering one thing you may wish to steepen, maybe it's whatever was received, if anything was received throughout these sounds. Maybe it's something that you wish for yourself. Maybe it's something that we wish for this collective practicing alongside us, the grand collective. We'll join in the M sound and inviting you to color outside the lines. So whatever pitch you wish. Maybe it wanders, maybe it flows. Gathering this vibration, this. May your practice be filled with this. An extended expression of your heart. May it be an expression of all that we wish for ourselves, for the collective. 2 more ease. Again. And maybe you decide to stay here. Maybe decide to lay down now. Don't feel like you have to do all the things, especially today, especially in this time. If you wish to join me, you can find your way onto your mat, or maybe you stay even on your bed if that's where you decided to have this practice. And flow into Child's Pose Balasana. So allowing ourselves to be like children to our ancestors, children of this experience, even if this is your first yoga practice, keeping that beginner's mind. If it is something that you regularly have in your self-care practices, having that childlike wonder with it. So we'll go ahead and bring our forehead to sway side to side on the mat to help awaken that Anya chakra and also to help release through the neck. And maybe this is where you stay. This really is about honoring your heart, your body, your soul. Maybe it means that movement for you is staying in this shape and crying, or if you feel okay to do it in your space, screaming, whatever it is to help release what is true in your mind, your body, your heart. Child's pose on the inhale. We can exhale the hands and knees, tabletop position, guiding the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, peeking between the knees to ensure that we cannot spot our feet to form 11 shaped shins. And then we'll go ahead and inhale cow spine, lifting heart, lifting seat. And then exhale cat spine, opening your back space to the sky. And then 4 more, just like that, allowing elbows to bend, hips to sway, coloring outside the lines of your yoga practice. So we have the systems, we have the structures, and then actively asking you to disrupt those forms to honor unique you. Honoring unique you throughout this movement. And so maybe the way that you disrupt the system is finding stillness, finding rest. Tapping into your inhales, your exhales, the tempo of your breath, your rhythm. And at the end of your 4th exhale, cat, we can inhale into our long spines, Toes tuck under, guiding your hips towards your heels, stretching out the feet. Affirming nod of your head, yes, honoring your experience. Freeing flow of the head nod to help get out of your own way. Shifting the body weight towards your hands. And then guiding your hips up and away, downward facing dog. Let's keep the knees bent so we can bring our sit bones high, shoulders flowing up the back away from the ears. And then we can bring one heel down while the other leg bends. And then switch. Continuing this dance, walking the dog is what we call this. Maybe you decide to linger in areas that may feel a bit restricted, may feel a bit tight. Normal if this does feel like quite a bit for your hands and your upper body, you're not alone if that is your experience. So that being said, we'll lift our heels, bend our knees, looking at your healing hands, and then guide your feet towards your hands for forward fold, Uttanasana. Hands on legs, reach your spine long, and then exhale to ease your spine down. Bend your knees, arms will stay down as we roll up the spine. Shoulder circles, front to back, 3. Placing your hands onto your heart, bow your head to your heart. How are you right here, right now? Allowing your heart to rise, and then your heart eases. One more breath. Feet together to make one imprint into the mat. Now I'm going to turn to you to make it a little bit easier to spot what is next for us. Let's bring the left hand to the right wrist and flow it all the way up. And then bringing this shape to the left, hips travel right. Heart opens to the sky. Can the shoulders ease down? So this is for side body. Also, starting to release through IT band. So that's the outside of the right leg and the right glute. One more breath. Back to center, hands together at your heart. Right hand to the left wrist, flowing that arm up. And then over to the right, hips travel left. Heart opening to the sky, shoulders easing down. Long breaths. Expansion. Freedom. Expression. Inhaling here. Exhale back to center. Arms flow down by your sides. Inhale to lift your chin. Lift your heart. And then chin into your chest. Bend your knees. Rolling down your spine. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift. Inhale. Bending knees. Hands flow down. Hands and knees. Tabletop position. And then we'll inhale cow spine. Exhale, cat spine. 4 more again, coloring outside the lines. And actually inviting you to consider yogi archetype Ganesha. Oftentimes, he is depicted as a boy with an elephant head. So maybe sprouting out of your nose is an elephant trunk. Allowing that to be an extended expression, an extension of you. And then we're going to shift that elephant trunk to your right arm. So inhaling your trunk to the sky. And then exhale your trunk to flow between your left hand and knee. And then inhale sky. And then exhale through. 3 more. Maybe you can close down your eyes and envision the color of your elephant trunk. Maybe the size. The lands that your elephant roams through. And at the end of that 3rd flow, we get to ease that right side of us down. Left hand helps press in towards the center line so the heart opens to the sky. And imagine that I have my hand placed around your right shoulder blade, and breathe into that space of my right hand. Breathing expansion there, focusing the breath and the attention to where you want to expand, where you want to release. Big breaths to help free us up. 2 more breaths. And at the end of that second exhale, grounding in your left hand so the right trunk flows up, right trunk flowing down. Cow spine, lifting heart and seat. Open mouth, cat spine. 1 more. Long spine, left trunk flows up, left trunk hovers through. And then 3 more, just like this. We have to ease down on that left side. Pressing in towards the center line with your right hand, opening your heart to the sky. Imagining my hand is holding that left side, that left shoulder blade, and opening up into that space with your breath. How big can your breaths be, especially the exhales? So the long inhales and exhales help soothe the nervous system. When we lengthen the duration of our exhales, we're actually cueing our amygdala to ease off. That's our fight or flight response. And we're cueing the prefrontal cortex, which is the frontal plane of our brains, to be activated, to receive that oxygen, to support in de-stressing, support in regulation, support in the possibility, the opportunity for us to be with what is within us and around us. 1 more big breath for resilience. And then we'll ground through that right hand so the left trunk can flow up. And then hands and knees, tabletop position. Cow spine, opening heart. Open mouth, cat spine. Long spine, toes tuck under. Hips to heels, keeping the knees grounded for your feet. And then shifting forward, downward facing dog, inverted V. Looking forward at your hands. Feet forward to your hands, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine forward. Exhale, releasing. Generous bend to your knees, a sway of your spine side to side. Could this movement be regal, heavy, grand, take up space like that elephant? And maybe this is an extension of the head, the trunk. Keeping this sway, so this is a little different. We're going to keep the sway as we roll up. And take your time. So maybe we stay at one point for a bit, releasing different parts of the back space. Say, after feeling that intensely, you're not alone. Me too. Yeah. And then shoulder circles front to back. 3. Uncovering the heart. Arms will form a V in front. Right arm underneath the left. X. Hug the back. Inhale the shoulder blades to open away from one another. Shoulders drop, open mouth. 1 more. Closing your eyes. Invite into your practice a reason to embrace yourself in this moment, through this time. embracing yourself, offering yourself grace. In a healing practice yesterday, something arrived for me, and I'll share it with y'all. By embracing me, I embrace humanity. So by embracing yourself as you are, know that you're embracing that human part of you. Feet together while we keep this hug. Inhale, lifting heart. Exhale to bend your knees. Elbows try to tap your knees. And then 3 more. Lifting heart, shining face. Bowing your head to your heart. Can you create a circle of sorts? And I say that, and I'm giving you a side view to help you know you're not supposed to, or it's not like you're a better yogi if you could touch your knees. Flexibility of the body tends to be a side effect of this stuff, but it's really not meant to be the goal. In my heart and in my awareness, it's about developing resilience, compassion, empathy. Unravel the arms, chair pose, Utkatasana. Tap into your strength. And then arms reaching out and down. We call it a swan dive. Hands on legs, reach your spine long. Bending knees, hands flow down, tabletop position, hands and knees. Cowl spine, lifting heart and seat. Open up cat. Long spine, something different. Right shoulder, right hip. Maybe you can look over your right shoulder towards your heel. Back to center. Other way. One more time each way. A loving way to cue the glute muscles of side bodies to release any tension known and unknown. Toes tuck under, long spine. Hips to heels to stretch the feet. Body weight forward towards the hands. Hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Looking at your hands. Feet to your hands, forward fold. Uttanasana, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, relax. Bending knees, arms stay down as we roll up the spine. Shoulder circles, front to back, inspiring freedom. Arms be in front. Left under right, X, hug your back. Inhale, back expanding, shoulders easing. One more. Closing your eyes, gifting yourself another reason to offer yourself grace, compassion. Remembering, by embracing me, I embrace humanity. So gifting that to y'all as a potential mantra, reminder to offer yourself compassion, grace. You struggle with it, me too, which is why I share. Inhale, lifted heart. Exhale, bending knees, elbows towards the legs. 3 more, lifting heart. Exhale, bowing head to heart. Remembering that one thing you are receiving, or maybe it's movements steeped in compassion, steeped in embracing yourself. And then we'll keep the knees bent while the arms fly to the sky. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Swan dive down, long spine easy. Hands on legs, reach your spine long. And then hands and knees, tabletop position. Cow spine, lifting heart and seat. Cat spine, open up. Long spine. Child's pose, Balasana, knees out wide, big toes together. Maybe that forehead sways side to side like in the beginning. Remembering to maintain that open space in our minds, our bodies, our hearts, maintaining that childlike curiosity and wonder. Yeah, one more big breath. And this will be a little bit different. We tend to do this from downward facing dog. We're going to try this from tabletop position today to inspire mobility and strength. So inhale, child's pose. Exhale, hands and knees, tabletop position. So from this position, we're going to go ahead and tuck the left toes under and then float your right leg long behind you. Now, normally the body weight instantly shifts all the way to that right or left side in this case. Let's go ahead and make sure that there is some strength in the right hand. Automatically, we're tapping into our core strength to help us stay connected to our core. Bend that right knee, drawing big circles with the right leg. So this is a way to acknowledge that modified doesn't always mean easier or simpler. In downward facing dog, we may tend to feel quite a bit in the upper body. In this case, you might be feeling, especially as the knee is pointing away from the floor, opening away from the body, the abductor muscles, so it's the outside of your leg engaging. Other way. To amplify this strength that we are tapping into, you could flex this foot, flexing your right foot. What does that do? Right leg long behind you, the pinky toe is spinning down. Go ahead and release the tuck of your left toes and then sweep the right leg across. So it's away. And then the right toes connect down. Inhale to lengthen your spine forward. Exhaling, left shoulder, left hip, looking over your left shoulder for that right foot. Now we could stay with this, or maybe we release that big toe side, other parts of that right foot. It's another release for IT band. Right leg flows along behind you. Hands and knees, tabletop position. Cow spine, lifted heart. Open mouth cat. Long spine, toes tuck under. Downward facing dog. Looking at your hands. Feet to your hands, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, ease. Sway your spine side to side. Remembering that elephant trunk. Maybe there's an element of water below you, that the elephant head and trunk is playing in, gathering up the texture, the temperature of this element, keeping it with you as we pause at center, rotating through the wrists as we bend our knees and roll up the spine. Arms will flow out and up while we rotate our wrists. And then bring your hands together at your heart. Feet together to make one imprint into the mat. Left hand holding right wrist. Right foot crosses over. As we inhale, the arms up. Exhale, up and over to the left. Hips travel right. So a bit more into the side body, into the IT band. Now, this may be challenging for your balance. You're not crazy. What you could do is come over to the wall and press into the wall. And maybe that offers a different sort of release. Maybe you can dive a bit deeper with this tangible support below you. And I have been thinking about offering a practice that's completely done with a supportable wall. Just FYI, because there is opportunity to really just let ourselves be held, especially now. Back to center, hands together at your heart. Uncrossing the feet, arms easing down, lifting heart, shining face, chin in, bending knees, rolling down. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands and knees, tabletop position. Cow spine, lifting heart. Open mouth cat. One more. Long spine. Long left leg. Body weight may have shifted to that right side. Shift it back to that left hand too. Right toes tuck under. So that does tend to tap into our core a bit more. Maybe this foot stays flexed as we bend the left knee and draw those circles. So not only is it strengthening the abductor muscles and the core, we're inspiring mobility in the hip. Other way. Left leg nice and long. We can release the right toes. Left pinky toe spins down. Sweep the leg across and then guide it down. Heart and spine reach long. Right shoulder, right hip, looking over your shoulder for that left foot. And maybe we stay with this. Maybe the toes flow away from the floor. 2 more big breaths. Back to center, back leg hovering, and then left knee meets the right. Toes tuck under, cow spine, downward facing dog. Looking at your hands, feet to your hands. Halfway lift, open mouth clearing. Bending knees, rolling up, arms reaching up. Hands together at your heart. Feet are together to make that one imprint. Right hand holding your left wrist. Left foot crosses over. So the pinky toes are touching here. And then we'll reach the arms up, flowing up and over to the right, hips travel left. Maybe you utilize that wall space, allowing it to support you in diving deep into releasing sensation. Making sure that the sensation is not excessive, just enough to feel like you're freeing up, but not to the point of excess. Back to center, uncrossing feet, hands together at your heart. How are you right here, right now? Bowing your head, listening deeply. The active aspect of our practice is almost behind us. So let's bring our hands to our hips, bringing the feet out wide. And then anything remaining with you that we wish to free up, shoulders up, shoulders drop. One more. Shoulder circles front to back, 3. Hands and fists behind you, where the low back flows to the glutes, elbows to one another as we lift up our hearts. Guide your hips forward, reach your heart up and away. A hip flexor release to help offset all of the chair sitting we're doing. All the way up. Good. Guiding the feet in to make one imprint into the mat. Bringing your hands back to your heart. Remember that one thing. Remember your why. Keeping it close as the arms flow down. Lift your heart, shine your face up towards that one thing with hope. Exhale to flow the chin into the chest. Bend your knees, rolling down your fluid spine. Halfway lift, long spine, reaching, and then bending knees, hands and knees, tabletop position. Cow spine, freeing heart, freeing voice, open mouth. So maybe you add sound to it. One more. Ha. Long spine. Child's pose, Balasana, knees out wide, big toes together, forehead kissing the mat. Or maybe it's on top of stacked fists. And then we could sway the forehead again. We can join in the M vibration again, feeling free to change the sound, change the pitch. And then one more big breath. Center. Hands underneath the shoulders, lifting your heart up just enough to where we can flow the legs to one side and a comfortable seated position. So maybe this is where, if you started at the bed or the chair, maybe this is where you shift back to that comfortable position, because we're going to bring our hands to our legs. Inhale, shoulders up. Shoulders drop, open mouth. One more. Head circles one direction, allowing the body to follow the movement of your head, letting this be like what was shared earlier, a celebration of your unique body, your unique perspective, your strong and loving heart. And then other way. Pausing at center, experiencing stillness. Bottoms of the feet touching so that the knees flow away, creating that diamond shape. And the hands could flow to the knees, maybe they flow to the shins as we inhale our spine up. And then exhale the long spine forward. And it's not about how far down we are or how far forward we are. It's really about the imagination of oranges being underneath the knees and pressing down into those oranges to extract the citrus. Maybe you can visualize orange, taste the orange. This helps us tap into the energetics of this hip release, Svadhisthana chakra, where our creativity and our emotional life reside, which I love so much because I do feel, and I know I'm not alone, that easeful connection between the arts and the heart. One more big breath. Bringing our spines up, guiding your legs long in front of you, and then settling in for your position of rest. So maybe you're resting in the chair, reclining back. Maybe you're in the bed with the covers over you. Maybe you're laying down on your mat. It's the gift of us being here, heart to heart, home to home, is that you really get to rest in your walls of comfort while we consider what's outside of the walls. And so offering up the sounds we began with. Sounds of my teacher, Sean Johnson. Sacred sounds of yoga. ancient sacred sounds, and that we will continue to learn, continue to grow in understanding, just like ourselves, just like life. In your position of rest, perhaps inviting, while in rest, the ancestors that you know deep in your bones, deep in your heart, and the ancestors that you have yet to meet. Allowing them to be with you right now in this position of rest, offering you hands to hold your hands, arms to support you in an embrace, holding you, loving you, guiding you, helping us all remember that we are not alone. what we are meant to know now. Mothers, fathers from before, we need you now. Help us all learn how to adorn ourselves with what to reclaim. For becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, swaying your head side to side, becoming, slowly gathering sensation by rubbing your thumb along small fingertips, wiggling toes. Becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, knees into your heart, swaying your legs side to side. Becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, we are becoming, flowing over one side, completely relaxed, leaving behind all that you wish to release, finding your way up with all that you wish to bring with you into the rest of your day in your comfortable seated position. Arms reaching out and up for the sky. Hands together at our lifted hearts. Arms out and up, gathering up the lessons we've learned, the teachings. Exhaling them into our heart. Arms out and up, gathering up awareness that there's so much left to know, to understand. Exhaling that humble grace into our lifted hearts, bowing head to heart, in order to know the truth and live it. The answers are in your soul and spirit. There really is no other way. It's my honor to be here with each of you, sharing in my heart's practice, sharing my practice with each of you, wishing for you a day that helps you stay steeped in your practice, staying steeped in your experience, honoring your experience, your perspective, and being open to the possibilities. From my humble heart to yours, I bow so deep. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here. And y'all, now I can talk to y'all a bit more. Oh, yay. I hope so. Oh, love you. Love you, love you, love you. If you, this is donation based, so I have my Venmo and PayPal account in my Instagram bio. If you wish to find me through that medium and find a option to pay what you can for the practice. And I will be offering a practice Sunday at 10 a.m. So hopefully I'll be able to see y'all then. And that practice is through the YouTube channel in partnership with Hanuman Homies and Clegg-Worm Park. So hopefully I'll see y'all again. Love you so, so much. Grateful to be sharing the practice with y'all. Namaste.